So, guys, how would you define what we just experienced?
What the crap?
How? Why? I don't understand any of this. We have to live here forever? Or kill? What just happened?
Calm down.
Everyone, we need to just calm down. First, let's just take a second to summarize everything we just heard. Based on what Monokuma said, we essentially have two choices. Choice number one is that we each stay here, living a communal life together until the day we die. And the other choice is,
Indeed.
if we want to get out of here alive, we have to kill someone, right? But killing someone, that's... We were abducted out of nowhere and stuffed into this place meant to look like a school. And now we're supposed to start killing each other? This is just... What is this?
Ridiculous!
A lie. That is what it is. All these ridiculous things we've heard, this all has to be fake. How would it be fake? Right now, it doesn't really matter if it's real or fake. What matters is...
So, in other words...
Is there anyone who's seriously considering all this? To that, nobody had a response. Keeping quiet myself, I looked around at the others. They all stared at one another, trying to gauge each other's thoughts. I could almost taste the hostility. And that's when it hit me. I realized the true terror hidden within the rules Monokuma had laid out. You must kill someone if you want to leave. Those words had planted vicious thoughts deep within each of us. Each of us became suspicious of everyone else. We were forced to wonder, is somebody going to betray us? And that was how my new school life began. This school, which had come out of nowhere to raise my hopes so high, it's not a school of hope. It's a school of despair. I completed the prologue, Welcome to Despair. That was a long prologue. Surviving students 15. Nobody has died yet. To be continued. Yes, let us continue. I can do it. Oh, time to jam. Jam. I'm gonna play until I guess an incident occurs. At least till then. That's what I plan to do. Unless the incident happens right away. I know there's going to be an incident. I know that much about the game. The game. I was about to say the anime. You received the school crest present. Yes, let's save there. Yes, override. And, oh no, my battery died on my vape. Give me a moment. I can't have a dead vape. This better be a good battery. Okay, good. This is a good battery. There we go. Now, one puff I have. Okay. That felt great. Okay. You must kill someone if you want to leave. My mind froze and my breath caught in my throat as I thought about that. I could feel a paralyzing fear slowly making its way through my body, dominating every last nerve. The air hung heavy on me, pressing down like a weight around my neck. It took everything I had just to endure that weight. Chapter 1. To survive daily life. Let's do it, let's do it. But for as heavy the a minute. Okay, first it was my smoky treat. Then it's my, where is my handy dandy chapstick for my lips? My lips are dry, and then I'm gonna have a sip of water. This is like a break I'm taking without actually, you know, putting you on mute. So you get to hear me as I rummage around. Instead of me saying, hey, be right back, y'all. I'm going to do something and I, you know, put you on mute. Nope, I'm just going to do it right here. No, be right back. I'm just going to put some chapstick on my lips. There was tap. Okay. When you have big lips, you gotta keep them moist. Okay. I had a sip of water. My lips are nicely tingly. And I'm ready. For as heavy as the air felt, all it took to pierce it was her sharp words.
And?
So, what are you going to do now?
Hey.
Just stand around glaring at each other? Her pointed comment was directed at everyone in the room. It helped pull us all back to reality. Right. She's right.
Listen to me!
Sometimes, even if you're nervous or you're afraid, you just have to move forward or step forward. To forget is such a simple fact. I can't forgive myself. I'm so ashamed.
You hear me?
Please, someone hit me. I can't forgive myself. Somebody hit me. Punish me.
Huh?
Jesus. If you have time to yell about it, you have time to do something about it.
However...
Perhaps, but what is the mission exactly?
Stupid!
Idiot. Time for a way out, duh.
What the...
And we totally need to find out whoever was controlling that stupid bear and beat the hell out of him.
But...
But before we do all that, maybe we should take a look at the handbook? It's probably best to check out the school regulations Monokuma mentioned before doing anything else.
This is fine.
True. If we stumble around with no clue what the rules are, something like that may happen again. Shit.
Alright, so then...
Fine. Then let's hurry up and check out the stupid rules already. Makoto Neji. Negi? After turning on my e-handbook, the first thing that appeared was my name. So just like Monokuma said, the owner's name showed up front and center. Then from the main menu that popped up, I selected the school regulations icon. An itemized list appeared on screen. It was the school regulations. In other words, the rules being imposed on us all. Students may reside only within the school. Leaving campus is an unacceptable use of time. Nighttime is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. Sleeping anywhere other than the dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly. Whoa. Can't take a nap in the hallway on a bench? Not off in the library, you know, that happens. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is strictly prohibited, as is destruction of surveillance cameras. Anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate unless they are discovered. Becomes blackened and graduate, which means death. We know that means death. That can't mean anything but. Additional school regulations may be added as necessary. Feeling a slight dizziness, I raised my face up from the screen. As I looked around, I saw the same stormy expression on everyone's faces.
Stop fucking around!
This is bullshit. What the hell kind of rules are these? I'm not gonna let them control me. Well then, why don't you wander around the school without a care in the world and see what happens? Personally, I would love to see what happens when someone breaks the rules. She didn't laugh, but she looked like she was doing that.
However...
But if he got punished like what we saw before, I don't think there'd be a respawn waiting for him.
Yo.
Ever since I was a kid, I grew up with my older brother pounding this into my head. When a man makes a promise, he has to keep it, even if it kills him.
And...
So what?
What?
I made tons of promises that I still have to keep. That's so what?
Piece of shit!
So I can't afford to die in here. None of that made much sense to me, but you are saying you will follow the regulations? Is that it?
That's true.
Huh. Oh well, yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, I have a question. For regulation number 6, what do you think it means exactly? Anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate unless they are discovered. Unless they are discovered. Yeah, you're talking about the second half, right? Where it says, unless they are discovered. Sorry, my mind just... I started thinking in my head without thinking out loud, because I was like, so do they mean graduate is a good thing, or does it mean that they die? Because unless they are discovered, that's when they're discovered. Yeah. But graduate means what? That they're free to get away from the school? I really don't remember this game. I'm sure it's going to be explained right now, and I should just play, but I was just explaining what was going on in my head. Sorry. I was wondering about that myself. It's saying that if you want to graduate, you have to kill some... Oh. I forgot all about his voice. It says that if you want to graduate... It's saying that if you want to graduate, you have to kill someone without anyone finding out it was you.
But why? Why do we have to do that?
I don't see any reason to worry about it. Just worry about following the rules as they've been explained to us.
Such ignorance.
Frankly, I don't want to hear anything from someone who waits for others to decide what to do for them.
Don't jab at me.
Give me a break.
More like full-on stab.
Well, for now, let's just forget all that silly junk about murders and whatnot.
Okay.
Now that we know the rules, let's start exploring the school.
True. We need to find out exactly where we are. Is there any way out? What about food and supplies?
You understand?
There's tons of questions we need to answer.
Let's do it!
Damn straight. Okay, let's all start looking around. I'll be going alone.
What?
What? Why? That's a pretty stupid idea, don't you think? Someone here might have already started thinking about murdering one of us. Why do I say murder like that? Murder. Murdering. Sorry, it comes out of my mouth, murder. Every time, I just noticed it. Murder. I'm making everybody say it. Murder. Every character is going to be talking normally and then they'll say murder. Okay. I'm being silly on my own. Sorry. Are you saying we should stand around with them in our midst and make it that much easier for them?
Hold on a second.
Wait, hold on. That would never.
What?
Don't bother saying it couldn't happen. You can't deny the possibility. That's why you all seized up with fear when that graduation rule was made clear to you. Am I wrong?
But...
So, I'm simply acting in accordance with what I think is best for me.
Just hold on.
Hold on. Like hell, I'm gonna let you run off and do whatever you want.
What?
Out of my way, Plankton.
What?
What? Fuck that supposed to mean?
Such ignorance.
One tiny bit of plankton drifting across the sea. So minuscule, so insignificant, they couldn't possibly have any kind of influence on the boundless ocean.
You're fucking dead.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Stop it, we shouldn't fight.
What?
The fuck you just say? You some kind of goody-goody little bitch?
You want to throw down?
What is he saying? Who do you think you are? talking to me like that? You think you're my fucking dad or something? Oh my gosh. This biker really sounds like he's from some background in a rap video. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Huh? No, I wasn't.
You son of a bitch!
Fuck you! Wham! Oh, snap. He punched me, mother trucker. And I flew back in a heap. No! It was like something straight out of a comic book. I didn't even see the punch coming. It was just suddenly right there in my face. Oh, I know that feels. I know those feels. I got punched in the face by this dude. I was probably like, how old was I? Was that when I was 13, 14 maybe? It was around like 14. No, or maybe I was older. But here's the story. So, I was hanging out with some people out on the back porch, and this guy flicked some ashes. He was smoking. He flicked some ashes, and it hit me, and it burned, and I think I just went up and slapped him, right, for flinging ashes at me and not being careful because he thought it was funny when I was like, ow. And then he gets up and he punched me in my jaw. Well, in my lips. Punched me dead there. And that, you just don't see a fist coming. You don't see it coming. Unless, when you're not prepared for it, the fist just coming at your face. Then I went and grabbed a knife out of the kitchen and he ran away because I was going to stab him. Like I said, this is like 14-year-old me. And that was just a random story about Cheshire that you did not need to know, but it popped into my head. Anyway, continuing on the game. One second I was standing there, the next I was soaring through the air. That rhymed. Now that I think about it, maybe I kind of forgotten. Sorry, I still got this big grin on my face because it was funny. Just you never see a punch coming. I had a flashback. Maybe I got PTSD. I just had a flashback to that. I'm like, yeah, you never see a punch coming. My lips swelled up where I could, like, my lips were so big that it was touching my nose. From the punch. It was terrible. When you got big lips and then you get hit in the face or have anything done like dental work, something like that, they always swell and then it looks cartoonish. You start looking like a cartoon character when you already have big lips and they swell. It doesn't look good. Now that I think about it, maybe I kind of forgotten. I'm getting back to the game. The kind of people I've been trapped here with. My common sense had just stopped functioning. Being around all these ultimates had blown my fuses. So I guess I shouldn't be a surprise it led to something as absurd as this. Oh, so is that saying that my life is absurd because I totally expect a punch from somebody? Whoa. Maybe my childhood was weird. Or maybe I'm just weird. Who knows? But I just lost track of that sense of reality. That was my last thought as my consciousness started to fade, before it finally cut out completely. And when I finally opened my eyes again, what I saw was... Oh, I got a little radio. Yeah. Huh? Where am I? As if it had been part of my daily routine, I woke up to yet another room I'd never seen before. Yeah, you keep getting knocked out. Okay, so... where am I now? I would say it's your bedroom. Looks like a bedroom. You now have access to the Handbook Menu. You can play this. You can use this to check a variety of information as you play. By pressing the X button. You can use this menu to check the school regulations and the character info in the report card section. Ooh. At certain points, map and truth bullets may not be available. You can also save and load game data under the system map section. Finally, press the view button to review the transcript. This records all pertinent info, so use this to review comments from everyone involved. Oh. So, no, not that button. I forgot. Keep forgetting my buttons are switched. There we go. So my map is now in there. Presents. Review whatever belongings you have on you. Also, I'm empty right now. Understood. Is this back? Yeah, thought so. Okay. 5'3". Shorter than me. Okay. Back. "5'9", taller than me. So our character is just short. 6'1". Okay. Yeah, our character is just short. "6'2". Okay, you're the tallest so far. Then that other guy must be really tall. And that girl. Okay. Yeah, and you're the ultimate. I know that. 5'9". Ultimate baseball star. Fanfic creator, 5'7", 342 pounds. Oh no, you're not the tallest. Oh, I just thought you were tall because of your hair. Ultimate clairvoyant. Okay. 5'5". That's my height. Yeah, our character really is short. I keep on saying that. And my brother, one of my brothers is 5'3". That's why I keep on saying that's really short. Because one of my brothers is like 5'10", and then the other one is 5'3". Like, huge difference. Okay. And I'm in the middle. I'm 5'5". No, I just looked at you. I got your name wrong. 5'6". Ultimate Blink. I was wondering if it was going to be Blink in here. Did they put the chest on everybody here just so that they could put the chest size on the women? I'm just wondering. It just seems like that would be something these game people would do. Let's see. Ultimate writing. 6'4". You are the tallest. Sakura. That's 218 pounds and pure muscle. Celeste. Dear God, to be 101 pounds at 5'5", that's sickly. That's like a skeleton. Ew. Ew. That's absolutely unhealthy. As someone that's 5'5", I'm not just looking at that weight. It's like, yeah, that's really not realistic. Now you know this not realistic to real people. 4'10", 90 pounds. That makes sense. So that was everybody. Okay, I thought there was that additional, maybe added as necessary thing in there. What's this? Save, load, transcript options. Oh, so this is where all my stuff is going to be here now. Oh, wow. That's a lot of empty spots. And I can't make the music any lower, right? For me. But I don't think it's too loud for you guys. Okay, so I'm good with all this. Good with all this, okay. I just wanted to look into that. Oh, there's my thingy. This must be the key to the room. My name is written on the keychain. Which means it must be mine, right? I better hang on to it for now. Is this as far as I can go over here? Okay. It's a notepad. I guess the school must have given one to each of us. What's this on the... Yeah, what's that? It's some kind of lint roller. I guess we're supposed to clean up after ourselves? But why would you be given a lint roller of all things? Some kind of monitor. Or... Wait a minute. Oh, you wanted me to click on those too? Oh, I missed some stuff. There's some kind of metal plate mounted here. Did I click on this? There's some kind of metal plate mounted here. We're not going to say anything about the camera? I guess not. This would appear to be the bathroom. Why is the door made to look like that? Huh? It's not opening. I guess it's locked. Okay. But it's not on the wall. What did I miss? Oh, I missed the bed. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly strange about the bed. For now, I should look around the room. Okay, I must have missed something. Yeah, that's as far as I can go this route. Oh. It looks like there's something in the drawer. It's a toolkit. It must be brand new. It's still in the shrink wrap. I don't really need that right now, so I'll just leave it here. No, take it with you. Can I grab it? Nope. Fine. Oh, that's how I was supposed to turn. I was trying to, like, it wouldn't let me walk forward. I didn't know that I could still turn around this way out. Looks like this is the door that leads to the outside. It's locked. So some of the rooms have locks, huh? There's a piece of paper hanging up on the wall which says, "Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma. Each room's lock has been designed to completely protect against tampering or lockpicking. Remaking an individual room key is quite troublesome, so please make sure not to lose yours. Your room comes furnished with a shower, but please note that the water is turned off at nighttime." Why? Also, the bathrooms in the girls' rooms include a lock of their own. Finally, we prepared a small gift for each of you. For the girls, a sewing kit. Really? And for the boys, a toolkit. I want both. Why? That makes no sense, and that is just schmectious. The sewing kit includes a map of the body's vital organs. One stab will do the job, girls. What? For the boys, we believe a strong blow to the head with any of the tools should be ample. If I used a hammer on the back of somebody's head, it'd be ample too. Tell me it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would. Don't think, just feel, and let's all enjoy ourselves. I crumpled up the sheet of paper and threw it in the trash. I think I'm starting to understand. This room must be your room? Your dorm room? Your dormitory. Yes, yes. Sleeping anywhere other than the dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly. This is my This is my assigned dorm room. Someone must have carried me here after I fell unconscious. So that answers that question. The next question is, what's everyone else up to right now? There's only one way to find out. Isn't it through your... Oh, I thought that their little handbook thingy also allowed them to talk to people. Maybe that's from another game. Like I said, I barely remember this game. So, yeah. And that's to get out of here. Okay, can I walk now then? Leave the area? Yes. I rushed out of the room to meet up with all the others. But there was someone waiting for me there. It was like something out of an old TV show. Wham! Uh-huh.
Oh! Sayaka? Sorry. Are you okay?
She's holding her head, so I don't think she's okay.
I'm fine. I hope you're okay. Sorry about that.
She had an embarrassed smile on her face. I stood up slowly. Is there any way to change my music, I wonder? I'm just attracted to the lines on the little BGM thing. Are you hurt, Sayaka? Are you okay, Sayaka? Are you hurt? You make it sound worse than it is. I'm completely fine. Ah, thanks for letting me know, Neverest.
I know how I look, but I've actually built some pretty good muscle jumping up and down on stage.
That's good then.
But are you okay? You know, from when Mondo hit you?
That's true. I got knocked out. He did. I got knocked out right there in front of everyone. I guess I revealed my lack of cool right from the beginning.
Makoto.
Oh, I'm fine. Nothing wrong here.
That's good.
I was kind of worried. Thanks. By the way, what are you doing here?
Actually, I came to get you.
You came to get me?
Listen.
Well, if you really are feeling better, I was hoping you could come to the dining hall.
The dining hall? Hold on, guys. I gotta squish myself a little bit more comfortable. There we go.
You see,
After you got knocked out, everyone decided to go and do their own thing. We decided it would be more effective if we split up to investigate. I forgot her voice. One moment, some water. Okay. We decided it would be more effective if we split up to investigate. So we agreed to get together later on and talk about what we'd each found out. So does that mean it's almost time to get back together? If that's what's going on, then of course I'll go with you.
that's good.
Good, I'll go on ahead and meet you at the dining hall then.
Oh, okay. Ah, she lives right next to me. Am I supposed to visit people? Or just... It looks like there's some kind of nameplate. The doors themselves all do look pretty much the same. Am I still gonna look at all of them? I should. It looks like... Oh, no. No, they're all saying the same thing. Never mind. Unless one says something different. Can I still use my map? Ah! Oh. Now you're telling me. Move. Move, girl. Which one do I press to run? There we go. Wait a minute. Let's... Bathrooms. I need to make sure and remember I know it's here. Yes. Okay. Where are we? Wait a minute. So I have to go to the left, right? Right here? No, that's where I just came from. Oh, so this way. I know maps. This must be the dormitory dining hall. It's so fancy. It looks pretty clean, so that's good. I guess that's not really important right now, with us being prisoners here and all. No. Look, if I ever became a prisoner of someone, I'd like to live in a nice, clean prison. Is it weird to think that? I don't think so. I don't think it's weird to think that if I ever became a prisoner, I would like to have a nice, clean prison. Because at least I could hold on to that it was nice and clean. See, thank you. I'm glad you think so, because I think somebody else would say, you know, you can't look for the, maybe, I don't know what I would think someone would say, but I just feel like someone would say that that's weird to think that I would rather have a clean prison. Yeah, a bathtub, my own room. Like if you imprison me in a room that has its own bathroom, that has a bathtub, and just has good air quality in there, so like air conditioning and heating, you know. And if I was imprisoned in that room, it's like I'm imprisoned here, but at least it's easy to clean, and I have my own bathroom. Yeah, anyway, back to the game. Yeah, I know you'll take a bathtub. Yes, I would take a bathtub too. As long as you have internet and fan, air conditioner. Exactly. And trust me, in that room that you imprison me in, if you also, like you said, internet, fan and air conditioning and heating in the winter, just good AC, and also the one other thing, give me a little mini fridge. Give me a little mini fridge. And that's the perfect prison. That's a little mini apartment. Lovely. That's what they got. They have space. They got rooms to walk to and stuff. Yes, they're going to die, but he said, give me it too. All right, back to the game. Nobody was there waiting for us. We don't really have much choice. I guess we should wait here for now.
Okay, let's just wait here.
Huh? You heard that?
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Oh, why am I repeating her? My brain.
Come on, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Seriously, I just have amazing intuition.
Is it really intuition? Really just intuition? No, it is not. She can read your mind. It's kind of sudden, I know, but here comes a tutorial. Yes. Right now, I like to talk about reactions. You're going to be talking to Sayaka, right? Well, while you're talking to her, some purple words are going to appear. Here's how they work. When purple words show up, if you press the Y button, you'll go into reaction mode. Okay. Okay. No! Okay. I'm not sure I understand. I don't know what that did. I want to look at the time. So what time is it right now? What, 7 o'clock at night? It gives extra dialogue. Oh, okay. You were unconscious for a pretty long time. Oh, gosh, I didn't have the air to say that sentence. It gives extra dialogue. Okay, now I understand. It wasn't, all it was doing was I clicked on it to try and make something happen and nothing happened except little sparkles. And I'm like, okay, that didn't really explain to me anything. Anyway, back to the game. Sayaka. You were unconscious for a pretty long time. I see. Without being able to look out a window, I've lost all sense of time. If I have to stay in this place for too long, I might just go crazy. Well, wait a minute. That's not outside? Isn't that outside? Is that fake outside? You're saying I can't say anything about the windows. A surveillance camera. I hate the idea that someone might be watching me right now. We're not allowed to mess with the cameras, so I'd better make sure I don't touch it. Why did I get that? I'm just trying to understand. Maybe if I turn this way? We're not going to say anything about saying not being able to see outside. What is this? Is it a greenhouse in the place with clouds? I'm trying to understand. Okay, I'm done picking on this. What's that door to? You're not gonna wander around. Just gonna wait here patiently. Okay, gotcha. I was just looking at stuff. Okay, nothing else. Right? Okay, time to talk to you.
Hey,
By the way, Makoto? Huh? What is it? Well, it's just... I know this is kind of continuing the self-introduction thing, but I wanted to ask you something. We kind of got cut off before, but I had a question I wanted to ask you. Okay, I see. So I either choose one or the other that I'm gonna react to. Okay. Sayaka wants to ask me something? I wonder what it is. Now I'm really curious. Well, why did I stop talking to her then?
Hey,
Blackroot Junior High. Makoto, did you happen to go to Blackroot Junior High? Were you maybe in class 2? Yeah, actually I was.
ah,
I knew it! I went there too. I was in class 4 though. Do you remember me?
Do I remember? Even back in middle school, she was a celebrity with all kinds of ultimates surrounding her. How could I forget? Almost as surprising as her question was, that she remembered me. We never even talked to each other, but somehow she still knew who I was.
hey,
Hey, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just surprised is all. I wouldn't have thought you to remember me.
We went to the same school for 3 years. Of course I remember.
Yeah, it's not like it's been 20 years or something. Well, that's true, but there were lots of students in our grade, right? Plus, I've never been the type of person to ever really stand out. I'm average at everything, and all of my hobbies are totally normal. What's considered a normal hobby is my question. Even normal would call me boring. There are so many hobbies that could be considered normal that other people find abnormal. Like, normal for me is video games or reading books. That's my normal. Somebody else likes sports. I find sports abnormal. I find that as an abnormal hobby to have. Like, you're not doing it for any reason other than you just like doing it as a hobby. That's weird to me. See? Like I said, everybody's normal is different, so they should give an example of what the normal is supposed to be. That was my whole point. Even normal would call me boring.
What are you talking about? You're so strange.
Strange? That's... Yes, you are strange. She started giggling even louder. That somehow mysterious smile of hers made my heart grow calmer. Okay. Her smile was the nicest smile I'd ever seen.
that's good.
Anyway, I'm really glad that I know somebody here.
Ah,
Talking to you has made me feel a lot better about all this. You're amazing, Makoto.
No, I'm really not. I'm nothing at all compared to you, all you ultimates.
But you're the one that helped me find my courage again, not any of those ultimate students.
Thank you for saying that.
okay.
And to thank you for helping me out, I'm going to become your ultimate assistant.
Really? Huh? My assistant?
Yep, I'm your assistant now. I'm going to help you out as much as I can, so let's get out of here together.
When she says things like that, it just gets me pumped up.
Hey,
I can't believe no one's here yet, but I'm sure they'll start showing up soon.
Almost like he timed it Taka threw open the dining hall doors right as Sayaka said that.
Hey!
Ah, Makoto, Sayaka. So you two got here first, huh?
How unfortunate.
Too bad. I was sure I'd beat everyone here. I guess that just means I don't have enough fighting spirit yet.
Got it!
Well, I won't give up. Next time, I swear I'll win. No matter what it takes, justice shall always prevail.
That's a bit much, don't you think?
Needed some water. Lots of talking. And soon after that, everyone else came strolling in one after the one after another. After a few minutes, everyone had gathered in the dining hall.
Okay, it looks like everyone's here. Time to start the meeting! Let's all go around and share what we found out during our respective investigations. The sooner we find out what's going on, the sooner we get out of here.
Okay. Got it.
Hold on a sec.
What are you talking about?
Okay. What about, what's her name? You know, the silver-haired girl. Oh. Yeah. Kyoko. What about her?
Aww.
She's not here. What? I took another look around the dining hall. Sure enough, she was nowhere to be seen. How could this moral compass do-gooder not be able to count? Sorry, vaping. That wasn't like some serious question that I was deeply thinking. I just started vaping. Okay. I wonder where she went. Has anyone seen her? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? But everyone just shook their heads.
Huh? Wait, so nobody's seen her?
Why hasn't Kyoko showed up yet? Could it be because...
Yes, indeed.
Stabbing, strangling, bludgeoning, crushing, hacking, drowning, igniting. How you do it doesn't matter. You must kill someone if you want to leave. It's as simple as that. The rest is up to you. Give it your all to achieve the best outcome in the worst way possible. Is it possible? Was she really? Chapstick needed. Okay, my lips are moisturized. No, I'm just overthinking things. Darn it, Kyoko! You're really going to be late like this on the first day of school? Not only is she late, but she didn't tell anyone she would be late. A most unbecoming personality trait.
Come on.
Oh my god, you're being a real jackass right now, you know that? Well, what do you want me to do? Punctuality is everything.
You hear me?
Now then, I declare that the first session of the Hope's Peak Academy briefing meetings has begun.
Makoto, actually, first of all, I've talked enough. Maybe we should listen to what everyone else has to say.
Excuse me. Okay, let's do that.
You know,
Huh? What's up?
I feel like I really have become your personal assistant, don't you agree? I may not be the best assistant in the world, but I'll give it everything I've got.
No. You've already done so much as my assistant. What has she done? Do I get to choose who talks next? No. What the heck then? No. Or do I have to talk to her again? Some more? Okay.
Okay, so since you're in the dark about all this, let me lay out what's been going on. Everyone split up to investigate different parts of the building, but
You see,
Byakuya and Taka each went off on their own, and so did Kyoko.
Oops, wrong thing. Back out of that. I was trying to do this. I spent some time looking around the dormitory and
Listen to me!
there I made the discovery of the century! I found that there was exactly one room for each person. That's a discovery of the century? For real?
Well, yeah, I figured that out before anything else.
yeah.
Each door already had a nameplate on it, so I guess all the rooms have been assigned already. And each room key was attached to a keychain with the owner's name precision etched onto it. Which confirms that the room I was in earlier is in fact my room. Why is this a big deal? Isn't this kind of just logic? Yeah, we each got our own room. That's still not a discovery of the century.
And plus,
Now that, and Chihiro and I found out that all the rooms are totally soundproof. That is something interesting. Not that you have the rooms, but all the rooms are soundproof. You already knew, he said that you were going to live here until you died. Of course there was going to be some place for you to sleep. That just seems... And you had a rule about dormitories in your little thing. Okay.
Your next door neighbor could scream their lungs out and you wouldn't hear a thing. Well, each room also had a private bathroom, which could also lock. But it looked like there were only locks on the bathrooms in the girls' dorms.
Huh? But when I checked my bathroom before, it definitely seemed like it was locked. Weren't you the only guy over in that corner too? That's weird. I should double check that later.
Hey, come on.
Okay, so they got a bunch of rooms ready for us. They're assuming we're gonna be here for a while.
Quiet down and listen!
Well, better to have than have not. At least we don't have to worry about surviving like wild animals. Why would you think you would have to survive like wild animals after you saw what the place looked like? That can't be all you have to report, can it, Mr. Honor Student? Exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm her. No. No, I'm not Toko. Not Toko. Am I a Toko? No. No. Let's see. We'll see later who I identify with.
Got it!
That's all for my report. Let's move on to whoever's next. Whoever's next. Ah, why'd that come out weird? Okay, now is you. Or no, now she speaks.
You see,
There we go. I wanted to try and find some clue as to who's responsible for imprisoning us here. But unfortunately, I made no such discoveries. That's all from me. Really? That's it? If I'd uncovered anything, naturally I would have more to say, but I didn't, so I don't. Right, understood. Do you have something new to say now?
You see,
No, I already clicked both of those. Oh, here we go. It looks like, okay. Well, we all went up and down the school, double-checking the windows in the hallways and classes. We wanted to see if we could get any of those metal plates to come off. And what happened was... nothing. Not a damn thing. We couldn't get a single one to budge even a little bit.
what should I do?
There wasn't any hope of escape anywhere. The school really has been totally cut off.
This is bad.
This sucks.
Bad, 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 bad!
It really sucks. It sucks. What the hell are we gonna do?
Hey, come on!
God damn, calm down. You're starting to make me nervous. Okay, so since you're in the dark about all this, let me lay out what's been going on. Everyone split up to investigate different parts of the building, but
You see,
went on their own, and so did Kyoko. Looks like they all grouped up together. The same goes for Hina, Sakura, and Mondo. Okay, Hina, Sakura, and Mondo.
We thought maybe we could find some way to communicate with the outside. So we went looking all over.
sorry.
But we didn't find a thing. Sorry.
Yo,
I went back to the main hall, thinking maybe we could do something about that giant hunk of metal.
what?
But even with
What?
Sakura and me both, it wouldn't budge. We hit it with desks and chairs and nothing.
Shit.
It was hard as, like, metal.
Yes, indeed.
Well, yes, it is metal.
This
Anyway.
sucks.
If we're gonna get out of here, it's not gonna be through there.
I feel like I could just cry. But no, I have to hold it in. I have to manage my hydration.
So then...
I shall tell you what happened next. It has nothing to do with communicating with the outside world, but it's still worth worrying about. In both the school and dorm areas, there was a set of stairs leading up to another floor.
But there were gates there, and we couldn't find any way to open them, so we couldn't check it out.
In other words, at this point, we're only able to search the first floor.
However...
We can further assume that there is potentially something above the second floor as well. And if that's the case, there's at least a chance it may lead to a way out. Oh my gosh. I need some water.
You see,
Excuse me. Okay.
let's see.
If I'm being honest, I can't quite say we acted as one. Rather, we did nothing as one. We spent the entire time in the gym.
Most unfortunate.
Honestly, we are not exactly the type to go running around the school like a gaggle of junior detectives.
The hell's wrong with you?
What the hell were you thinking, just sitting around the gym the whole time? Well, it's not like any of you invited me along. Nobody said, hey, come with us. I blame you for leaving me out. It's your fault.
What the?
Oh my god, if you wanted to go with someone, you should have just said something. Forget it. Like I'd want to go anywhere with a dirty slut like you.
Huh?
Slut? Your mind is as thin as your body. You make me sick to my stomach.
Are you for real?
I don't even know how to react. How can you say something so awful to someone you just met?
Hey, come on.
Alright, guys. Everybody just calm down, okay? All this stress is bad for your skin, you know?
Huh?
Yeah, it sounds like you two are so close. Now you're fighting like sisters.
What? I don't think that's what's going on, Sayaka. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Did I eat too many edibles that I could have no thoughts whatsoever? Oh.
Hey,
So that's what they have to say, huh? Then I guess I'm the only one left. I went and had a look around the dining hall. I found a fridge in the back of the kitchen, and it was overflowing with all kinds of stuff.
that's good.
I guess we don't have to worry about food, at least.
What?
Sure, for now. But even with all that, there are 15 of us. How long can the food last? You can just eat sesame seeds or something. What? What am I, a parakeet?
No. You look like a hamster. You look like a hamster. You are a hamster in human form. You're a weird hamster. A whamster? A whamster. He's a whamster. Okay, sorry. I amuse myself.
I don't think we have to worry about it. All the food gets restocked automatically each day. At least, that's what Monokuma said.
You saw him?
Okay.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere while I was checking the fridge, told me that, then disappeared again. He was so fast, I can't believe someone could have been moving him around with a remote control.
That's...
A weaponized toy that can just appear from nowhere? I can't tell if we're supposed to be afraid or not.
But
everything was okay? He didn't try to, eat you or anything? Eater? What do you mean by that? I mean, when you say eat, what kind of eat are we talking about? Ew. Ew. You whamster. No. Come on, man.
Hey, you bastard!
What the hell, fatty? You acting like some kind of sleazy drunk dude.
Actually,
Not like there's a good kind of drunk dude. That's a lie. There are happy drunk people. I didn't say I was one. I said there are times where people are happy drunks all the time. And those people are lovely to be around. So there's a good kind of drunk. Words to Live by Dark Cheshire.
Hey!
Hey, stop screwing around. All of you. I can't even do the voices anymore. He's... I make myself giggle. Sorry. Are you still asleep? Are you there? I don't know. Okay. Are you still asleep or something? I can't remember her voice right now. It's a totally voice. Are you still asleep or something? We're prisoners here. We could all just die at any second.
Shit.
She's right. We can't be making stupid jokes right now. We gotta do something or... A voice cut through the noise, interrupting Mondo. You're all spending an awful lot of time yelling and carrying on. Do you really think you can afford to do so? Have none of you accepted the reality of the situation?
You!
Hugo! Where the heck have you been? We already started the meeting without you. She didn't say a word. Instead, she just dropped a piece of paper on the table. Huh? What's this? It appears to be a map of Hope's Peak Academy. A map? What the? Where did you find this?
Well,
It doesn't matter where I found it.
What the heck?
It does matter. You're freaking us out right now.
but more important,
Never mind that. What does it mean?
it would seem...
Just look at it. The building we're in right now is laid out in precisely the same way as Hope's Peak Academy. So what you're saying is, this really is Hope's Peak Academy.
It's true.
Well, in terms of its construction, yes. But it looks like it's had a number of strange renovations done to it. Renovations.
However,
I don't know all the details yet. All I found was details about the first floor. But then, this is really Hope's Peak. We didn't get kidnapped and taken to some other place.
Huh?
So stupid it's not even possible. This is where the country's future elite are supposed to come and learn?
but
But if this really is Hope's Peak, where are all the other students?
Hey, come on, guys. Let's just stop talking about all this, negative stuff. But aren't you worried? Things don't look good.
Yo!
Worried? What's there to be worried about? I mean, this was all planned out, right? The people in charge of Hope's Peak put this all together, right? Man, if I got stressed every time something like this happened, I'd have ectoplasm shooting out of my mouth.
You know?
Good things come to those who wait, right? So we just gotta chill, and everything will work out itself out.
what's your problem?
Why are you laughing? What's so funny? I am just happy, that is all. It seems splitting up to investigate was a good idea after all. Haven't you been listening? Looking around was a total waste of time. We didn't find a way out. We didn't find out who's behind this. We still have no idea what's going on. You have more information than you had before because all information, all knowledge is worth having. That is my motto that I live by. If you didn't know that, that's my motto I live by. All knowledge is worth having.
Oh,
Huh? Is it not crystal clear to you what's going on?
are you okay with this?
It is perfectly obvious that we have been imprisoned in some secret location with no way out. None of us had any response to that. What, did you just get that? You're just now understanding that? We didn't want to accept that reality, but it was staring us right in the face. Yeah, it really was. It was on your forehead. It was in between your eyeballs. I don't know why you didn't see that. You didn't have to go and say that. I was trying not to think about it. Why would you? No way out. We're trapped here. What are we supposed to do? Follow the rules. Don't kill anybody. It's very simple. If you want to leave, you just have to kill.
Stop it!
Don't even joke about that. Everyone, just calm down, please. We need to stop and think about what to do from here.
Seems like...
There's gotta be something we can do. All we can do is adapt. Adapt to living our lives here from now on.
That's...
Live here? Are you saying we should just accept it?
Do you understand?
A lack of adaptability is a lack of survivability. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm sorry, I was looking to see. Oh, I'm running up on 4 hours. Okay. I want to get to an event. Survival is not based on who is the strongest or the smartest. It comes down to who can adapt.
Actually,
As someone who has come out on top more than once, I have a suggestion.
What?
Huh? What do you mean? We all understand we are trapped here, which means we'll be spending the night. However, you all remember the rule regarding nighttime, right? Nighttime is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. Sleeping anywhere other than the dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly.
let's see.
So, regarding this nighttime, I think we need to add a rule of our own. What do you mean? Going out at nighttime should be prohibited altogether. The school regulations do not actually tell us not to go out at night. I would like to make it official. Oh, I took it as official already. I was going to follow that rule. If I was in this instance in the game, I would have been following that rule. But why?
Are you okay with this?
The way things are now, every time night comes, we'll all start to get anxious, worried and anxious.
Could it be?
We'll all be afraid someone might try to come kill us.
Huh? What?
If we have to worry about that night after night for who knows how long, it'll wear us down in no time.
I see.
So you're suggesting we limit our activity at night as a kind of preventative measure?
Indeed.
However, unlike the other rules, nobody can be forced to comply. We all have to agree to follow it.
What can we do?
I see what you mean, but I think we can agree to that. It's like the little it's like the little Gothalita. Why did that become a tongue twister? It's like the little Gothalita said. Without something like that, we're just gonna self-destruct.
Listen to me!
On behalf of all the men here, I agree to comply. On behalf of all the men? You can't stand up for everybody, man. Nobody told you to stand up for us.
What?
See? Hey, you can't just decide to speak for us.
This is fine.
So everyone is in agreement? Good. Then if you will excuse me.
Huh?
Huh? Wait, where are you going?
Let's see.
It is almost nighttime. I want to take a shower before it arrives.
I hope you are
So,
well.
goodbye. Moving with pure elegance, Celeste left the dining hall. Her behavior seemed so natural, I couldn't imagine anyone trying to stop her. So, I guess it's pretty obvious where we go from here. We'll be spending the night, it looks like.
Huh.
Adaptability. So, Mr. Chairman, what next? One person already left. Well then, what say we call an end to today's meeting?
You understand?
Like she said, it's almost nighttime anyway. We can reconvene first thing tomorrow morning.
Huh?
Do we really have to stay the night here?
What can we do?
We don't have a choice. Wrong voice. Sorry, needed some water. We don't have a choice. We can't go for long without getting some sleep.
This sucks.
So we just have to give up. That's all fine and good for today, but what do we do tomorrow?
So in the end,
Our only option is to split up and look around again and let everyone know if we find anything. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Aww.
Then we're done for today? Good, I'm exhausted. With heavy movements, everyone headed off to their private rooms. Makoto, are you ready to call it a day? Yeah, let's go. Okay. I think this is a good place to save. Right? Is this really where I'll be staying for the foreseeable future? Oh, that's right. I should check the bathroom one more time before I go to bed. Yes, you should. You want to make sure you can use the bathroom at night. Only the girls' bathroom should have locks on them, right? Alright, let's open it up. Use your toolbox! It's no use. It's really locked. Oh, God. Bzz. Bzz. Wrong. Not locked. Holy crap. Jeez, talk about an overreaction. It's like you just saw a ghost or something.
What?
Like some kind of robot bear ghost. What are you doing here?
What?
Makoto Naegi, this is super duper majorly bad. So bad it's almost magical. Ultra magical awful attack. In point of fact, I acknowledge that the bathroom in your room has a problem with the door frame.
Wait, so the reason it won't open isn't because it's locked? The door just doesn't fit?
Hey,
Didn't you see the notice? What, can't you read? The bathrooms in the boys' rooms don't have locks. I mean, a lock on a boys' bathroom is kind of pointless, don't you think? No, I don't understand. Why would it be pointless?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Well, it's not that pointless, I guess. But I'm no expert on the birds and bees and all that. Ew.
Listen up!
Anyway, there's a little trick to opening this particular ill-fitting door. And that's what I'm here to teach you. Okay, ready? So you just gotta turn the doorknob and then lift up while you pull.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead and give it a try. Turn the knob and lift the door up while I pull. When I did that, the door opened without a problem. See? It opened right up. Isn't that crazy though? Your door's the only one that doesn't fit quite right. You're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But it looks like you're not lucky at all.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, I suddenly don't feel like being here anymore. Bye. Though I'm very happy that... Hey, wait. I'm very happy that he can't get into the bathroom. And that you can do a pseudo lock to it. And you got to know the trick to it. It's always good to have a secret place. Oh, you're back. I'm sorry. I didn't look over there because you were gone for so long. Yes, you were gone for so long. And I was like, where'd you go? Come back. Yeah, that all happened. And after he goes to the bathroom, I guess, I'm probably going to end it right here, honestly. No, it's all good. You had work and other stuff and food probably, but I have been streaming for over 4 hours, a little over 4 hours, and so, no, that's not where I go to save. Out of here. It's this one, this one, this one. Save. Yes. You came back for me to say, I'm done with it for today. I am going to be done. Yes, I'm gonna call it for now. You enjoy the rest of your day as well. Bye-bye, meow, bye-bye. We'll come back on, what's today? Tuesday? Thursday. Be back Thursday, same time. Alright? Let me close the game out. I am closing the game out. Bye 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 bye. See you all later.